What's Maharaj?
Haribo, Dandavat, Lords, bro.
Nanda Pranam. Haribo.
Didi, Bhagavati Didi, Priyadarshana Didi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaja.
Haribo, Dandavat.
Nandava devotee. Haribo.
What's Harinanda?
Nandava Amiya Sindhu Prabhu. Happy to see you. Nandava Kisha Prabhu.
Dhanda Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanda Hare Krishna to all devotees. Jai
Nandava
Guru.
Pranam. Vishwambhat.
Maharaj.
Jai Hare Krishna, Dandavat, Hare Ananda Prabhu, Hare Dandavat, Amiya Sindhu Prabhu,
Jai
Dandavat, Lala.
Devi ki jai. Haribo.
Nanda Pranam. Hare.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Okay, let us chant. Vandana, huh? Vandeham, Sri Guru,
Guru. Shiyuta Padakamalam. Shri Guru.
Sri Radha, Om Puja
Shri Guru Bharagavandita Mahavamita Sarvakarya Parampara Prachalita Jaya Brahmutta Kite Bhaktir Nirvana Yasraya Nindam Saransakam Sadaram Bande Sri Gurudevananda Sira Acharya Vajan Vijam
Yam Gurva
Purva Vista Supurakam Gurvahena Sitatam Siddham Sinta Cinta Samasaralani Punam Tiruta Pardanuram
Govinda
Govinda Vidam Balam Bharatanu
Bhaktyam Vidam
Sundaram
Sundaram. Vande Vishwa
Vande
Vishaliyo. Bhava
Bhava
Premo Priya
Pradam
Pradam.
Deva
Devam Vijayatanu Shushandra Vadanam. Malar Kasela Sitam. Sastrananda Pulasadeko Varanam. Vairagya Vija Bodhi.
Sri
Siddhanta Subhakti Lasidam.
Saraswati
Saraswatanam Param.
Vande
Panditan Suvadam Madeko Saranam. Tatis Param Sridhara.
Sri Siddhanta
Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gauriya Guram Vaje Vato Ganuriva Vidito Gaura Sankirtane Vaya Vada Timingi Rodaram Vada Gauriya Jivanimam Krishna Prema Sudavi Paranam Prabha Prabhu Tampaje Gaura Kishoraya Bhakta Vadutamurtaye Gaurangri Brahmabringaya Radha Nisevine Bhante Bhakti Vinoda Sri Gaura Shasti Swarupakam Bhakti Takranya Bhakrayan Radharasa Sudhanidhi Gaura Braja Sita Sesai Krishna Vyanda Vinigrahan
Jagannath Prabhu
Prabhu
Vande
Premati
Vaishnavan
Panchakalpatarubhavasya Kripa
Kripa
Sindhuvaiva
Sindhujaye Vacha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Patitanam
Vaishnavebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Namo Namaha
Vaishnaveyo Namo Namo Panchatattvam Krishna
Panchatattvam Krishnam Bhaktarodakam
Bhaktavatarupakam
Bhaktavataram
Bhaktavataram Bhaktya
Namami
Namami
Gati
Chatikam Namo
Namo
Mahavadandaya
Bhagavadanaya
Krishna
Krishna
Prema
Prema
Pradayate
Krishna
Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gouda Tuse Namaha Jayanta Suraudao Bangor Mama Mama Derivati Vasravanda Moyao Panao Divya Brindaya Kalpatapralam Sri Maranagara Kanasta Sri Gandharva Sri Ragovinda Deva Sri Vishwana Sri Mahasarasami Bansi Batatata Sita Karsa Venus Vane Gopi Gopina Hari Yaduna Jai Tulas Jai Jai Krishnavaya Cha Krishna Bhakti Bhakti Devi Satyavata Namo Namo Bhaktananta Mantra Guru
Mantra Gurun Bhagavata Pradan Yaham Jagat
Samya
Jana Toto Jaya
Jaya
Rudurate
Modi Jaye
Jaya Sapritara Shri
Sri
Guru
Sri Guru
Govinda
Gandharva
Vandana
Gandharva
Govinda
Govinda
Sundar Pada Padmanam
Jayasu
Jayasu Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya, Srila Santa Maharaj ki Jai. Govardhan ki Jai. Veda Bhaktivinda ki Jai. Bless the assembled devotees. Jai. Worldwide devotees. Jai Govardhan. Hare.
Haribo
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai
So we're reading today from Prapanna-jivanamrtam, composed by Srila Sridhara Maharaj, Jayo Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Paramahansa Astatara Satta Shri Sripad Bhakti Rakshak Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Prapanna-jivanamrtam ki Jai. And we're on the last chapter, text 8. Srinvata Shradaya Nityam Grinatas cha Sachestitam Nati Dirgena Kalena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. From the Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 8, Text 4. Swiftly does the Lord enter into the hearts of those who with faith constantly hear and chant the glories of his personality. So the key word here is faith. Who chants the name and glories of the Lord with faith in him? Why is that important? Because some people study the Veda and the Bhagavatam included the Puranas. Bhagavatam is a Purana, part of the Veda, or I should say a subsidiary to the Vedas. Smriti, Veda and Shruti, and Bhagavatam is Smriti. So some people study or read the Bhagavatam, the Puranas, or even the Vedas, without faith in Krishna. How is that? Because they're looking for some benefit, some worldly benefit. They know that if they study Veda, if they study the scriptures and chant and perform certain duties, they will get some benefit from that. Some sukriti, some boon will be offered to them, some good karma or whatever. So that is not the proper mood that one reads the Bhagavatam. That is not the mood that one reads the Bhagavatam in. Proper mood. Proper mood of Bhagavatam is to have faith in the Lord and recognize the Bhagavatam as the glorification, the praise of the Lord. To give pleasure, to give admiration, to show affection and to love, appreciation. So that faith is very, very important. Otherwise, reading these things will not produce the result that we are looking for. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukabukharamita shrabhya samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam mohor aho vatsika bhuvi bhavukaha. Famous verse from the Bhagavatam, Canto 1, first chapter, third verse. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. Phalam, of course, means fruit. So it says, this Holy Scripture, which describes the glories of the Supreme Lord, has descended intact from the wish-fulfilling tree of the Vedas, and it is enhanced by the nectar of the lotus mouth of Sri Shukadev Goswami. All connoisseurs of the mellows of devotion, please constantly relish this fruit, which is the embodiment of those mellows.
Hare Krishna.
O devotees, blessed with heart's devotion, as long as you are not utterly dissolved in the reality of ecstasy, that is, as long as your hearts are not merged in devotional mellow, then taste the Srimad Bhagavatam in your life in this world as a pure votary of divinity. And even when your hearts are overflooded, you will perpetually continue to drink the supreme nectar divine. Sridhara Maharaj's beautiful commentary. So what is he saying here, actually, that Srimad Bhagavatam is the enhanced, is the fruit, saying the fruit of the tree of the Vedas. So I think we all know the story. Now Veda Vyas compiled all the Vedas, but then he was not happy. He said, I've compiled all these Vedas, described everything in the whole universe and beyond. Yet I don't feel satisfied. He told to Narada Muni. And then Narada Muni told him, well, but you in these all these descriptions, you have not glorified the qualities, pastimes of the Lord. So that's missing. And that's why you're feeling some discontent. You may know everything, be the greatest knower, be the greatest philosopher, scientist, whatever, sage in the world. But if you have not glorified Krishna, if you don't have that mood of love, devotion, dedication to the Supreme Lord, then the heart, the soul can never be satisfied, because the function of the soul is to love Krishna and to be loved by Krishna. Bhakti Yoga describes this. The soul has two functions. One is to love, and the other is to be loved. And that is in relation to Krishna. Of course, with respect to everyone also. Because the devotee has a particular vision. He doesn't see others as others. He sees them also as the manifestation of the Lord, as part of Krishna, part and parcel. So to love Krishna is to love everyone, everything, in relation to him. Anyhow, so this Bhagavatam is that ripened fruit of the Vedas. The nectar, this is the nectar of the Vedas, that ecstasy of the Vedas is given in the Bhagavatam. And more even than that, he mentions here, that is the nectar of the lotus mouth of Sri Shukadev, enhanced by the mouth of Shukadev Goswami. Why is that? Why is that so important?
Mahaprasad.
Huh?
Mahaprasad.
Although the Vedas are very thorough explanation of everything, even the direct words of Krishna are found in the Veda. Huh? In the beginning, I made the whole thing, he tells Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo in the Bhagavad Gita. Even though Krishna is saying all these things, the mood of devotion doesn't come directly from him. He's giving his authoritative statements. He's giving us the proper vision, proper conception. But the mood of devotion actually comes from his devotee. What we are trying to cultivate is found in those who are devoted to Krishna, more so than in Krishna. Of course, Krishna is the source of everything, so even the mood of his devotee is coming from him. But we learn not from Krishna so much directly as from how his devotee is acting toward Krishna. And this is the thing that adds the nectar, where we get the extra nectar that's involved in this process. So we want to try not only to read what the Vedas say, what the Bhagavatam says, but also how his devotee is adding to that element of mood, bhava. And he also, as Kanti, is the mercy. The devotee has two things, huh? He has his affection to Krishna, but he also has his concern for others like himself. His mercy is that. That is his mercy. He is busy serving Krishna thinking about Krishna worship, giving everything in his life to Krishna. But at the same time, he doesn't neglect the environment. Those around him also need that nourishment. The nourishment that he is finding from the lotus feet of Krishna is also coming from those devotees who are giving that mood, expressing or manifesting that mood that is essential to pure devotion, to true devotion, or concrete, let's say full devotion, to the fullness of love. So in this way, devotee has both attention, both places, both in the Lord and in the devotees. So he mentions here the word connoisseurs of devotion. You know what a connoisseur is? One is expert.
Most certainly, Maharaj. Code blue.
One who's expert, yeah. One who's expert in something, who has a finer appreciation of things than an ordinary person. Everybody eats, but the connoisseur will not eat everything. He likes to discriminate. Certain things are more perfect than others. He can discriminate. So the connoisseurs of mellows, they can understand the higher and finer things.
Taste.
So they can appreciate this Bhagavatam as the highest mellows are found there. And he mentions here something interesting. He says, as long as your hearts are not immersed in devotional mellows, then taste the Srimad Bhagavatam in your life, in this world. So there are two things, There's a plane of ecstasy, which one is merged in the mellows of devotion. And there's a plane of sadhana, getting to that plane, by the processes of devotional service, shravanam, kirtanam, etc. There's no difference, and yet there is a difference too. Because the same mellows that are found in those who are immersed in the ecstasy of devotion are found in the Bhagavatam. Same mellows. Those who relish the Bhagavatam have the same experience as those who are immersed in the mellows of the Lord in Goloka. Goloka and Gokula. There are two different planes, but they're the same at the same time. What's that? So the same ecstasies that are experienced by those who are realized in actualized in their loving service of Krishna can be found in the Bhagavatam as well. That's why the devotees like to read the Bhagavatam because they feel themselves absorbed in those mellows of the highest devotees. It's a very special opportunity that's given by the Bhagavatam to anyone. The special mellows that the devotees experience in the highest realized platform, very difficult for anyone to know about or to attain. But the Bhagavatam exposes it all here in a written form. Anybody can pick up and read. Of course, it's not just by reading the book. We also need that mood of the devotee who teaches that proper mood of reading and studying and understanding it. Huh? What was that?
This is from Amiya Sindhu Prabhu. He's saying, Dandavat Pranams Maharaj. Lawrence received initiation this morning by the grace of Srila Shanta Maharaj. His new name is Leela Purushottam Das.
Jai Leela Purushottam Prabhu ki jai. Hari bol.
Jai.
Haribol. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.
Welcome.
So very important. I remember Govinda Maharaj told that guru does not mean somebody who knows the scripture. That's not enough. One doesn't become guru just by reading the scripture and knowing the scripture. The other thing that is there is necessary to have the mood that is taught by guru. That's why guru is someone who has guru, who has become initiated, has become enlightened, not only by the scriptural knowledge of guru, but by the mood of guru. Otherwise, their scriptural knowledge is not enough. They must also understand, like I'm saying, that mood. Huh? The Baba, they call them. So by initiation from Guru, we learn submission, huh? Humility. Not that we go out, oh, now I have Guru, now I can know everything. I can know all about God and everything else. No. That mood, that submissive mood is absolutely necessary. Devotional mood, serving mood is the core, is the principle. That the idea of Guru in Veda is meant to instill in us. Otherwise, there are so many, organizations. You can say that teach this philosophy or that thing. They're all about so-called spirituality, Scientology, or whatever. They're all teaching. What is that other one? Madame Blavatsky.
Theosophy.
Theosophy.
Yeah.
All kinds of mystical unions and whatever. They're all there. They're all telling you, look,
We
just
also have a platform of UFO scrutiny.
no, that's not what Veda is teaching. That's not what Vaishnavism is teaching. And not to get some kind of mystical understanding of things. That is not the purpose of Veda. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedais sarvam aham eva Veda. Vedanta vid, Vedakrid eva cha. I am the composer of the Vedas. You may appreciate a painting, but if you don't understand the painter, you're missing something very important. So the Vedas are the painting that Krishna has created for us, the map. But if we don't understand what they're pointing to, what they're for, the purpose, modern science today is purposeless. They try to understand things just like they are, but not understand anything about why they are like they are. For what do they exist? They'll say this exists and that exists, but they don't say what is its purpose for existing. For the sake of what does it exist? Aristotle understood this principle. He said there's not only existence, but you must also understand its final purpose. Then you understand that thing properly. Or the final cause. Why does it exist? What does it exist for? So everything that exists, fine. But you don't just study that because it exists. You don't just pay attention to that which exists. We have to understand what it exists for. Why does this universe exist? Scientists don't ask that question. Or they'll come up with some meaningless answer. It exists because that's what happened when it exploded. The singularity exploded. That's not a why, and not a purpose. So Veda has a purpose, and Gurudev is to teach not only what that knowledge is, but also the mood, the proper mood we must have in approaching the absolute truth that the Veda is presenting. Text number 10 and 11. Upakram Amritam, Amritan Chaiva, Sri Shastra Vachanamritam, Bhakta Vakyamritam Cha Sri Bhagavad Vachanamritam. And then Avasheshamritam Cheti, Panchamritam Mahapalam, Bhakta Prapanam Hridayam, Grante Smin Pariveshtitam. So this is a verse composed by Sridhara himself about this book. Comprised of 5 nectars, Panchamrita. You heard of Panchamrita, it's made from ghee and milk and butter and things like that. So this 5 nectars are entitled Upakramamritam, Sri Shastra Vachanamrita, Sri Bhakta Vachanamritam, Sri Bhagavat Vachanamritam, and Avasheshamrita. Prelude to approaching nectar, the nectar of scriptural word, words of nectar from the devotees, words of nectar from the Supreme Lord, and the divine remnants of nectar. The supreme fruit that gives life to the devotees and delights their hearts, and has been served in this book. So Srila Maharaj explains the whole content. How he has very scientifically laid out the various principles of Sharanagati, of Prapanna-jivanamrtam means the life of the surrendered souls. Prapanna, surrendered. Jiva, Amrita, the nectar of the jivas, who are Prapanna, who are surrendered. The prelude to approaching this nectar, the words found in the scriptures that talk about surrender, the words from the devotees, the Vaishnavas, about surrender, the words of the Lord himself about surrender, and the divine remnants of nectar we find in the Bhagavatam and other places where it talks about surrender. Conclusions. Text number 12. Sri Chaitanya Harer Swadharma Vijayach Chatu Satabdantare Satabdantare Srimad Bhaktivinoda Nandana Matak Karuna Kanu Satyar Hare Srimad Gora Kishore Kanvaya Gata Sri Krishna Sankirtanaya Sri Shananta Saraswati Viditas Chapla Vayad Abutalam. Within 400 years after Sri Chaitanya Hari returned to his holy abode, a great soul descended in divine succession from Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj as the potency of Lord Krishna's mercy incarnate. Recognized as the joy of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and renowned throughout the universe as Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he flooded this earth plane with boundless Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Here, Srila Maharaj is acknowledging where all of his inspiration is coming from. It's coming from here, from Saraswati Thakur. And it's coming from Saraswati Thakur, who received it from Gorkishore Das Babaji. Yes. And of course, from Bhakti Vinod Thakur as well. Gorkishore was the formal guru, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur was his Shiksha guru, his Shakti guru. So coming in that line from where? From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Bhakti Vinod, Gorkishore, and then to Saraswati Thakur. So Srila Maharaj is noticing this, is acknowledging that this is the source of his inspiration. So Bhagya Tishrayat Sadurlabham Api Yasyayanu Kampamritam Labhodara Mates Tadiya Karuna De Shansha Sankirtanai Satsangar Labatam Ubartha Paramam Sri Krishna Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Ityesha Vananushilanarodayam Yanashilano Yama Ityagas Chame Kshamyatam. A great fortune came down upon me. Although it was the rarest thing, I received the nectar of that great soul's mercy through his gracious ordinance. By performing Sankirtan in Sadhu-Sanga, may you fulfill the ultimate goal of your life, Sri Krishna Prem. So now I try to practice this. May I be forgiven for any offenses in my attempt. So what is he talking about here? That great mercy came down. That is Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and told, go out, chant this holy name, deliver the souls by the holy name. That order came to everyone. Those who receive that order and mercy have that mercy. They perform these actions. They take this action upon themselves with complete faith in Mahaprabhu's instruction. By his command, he has given the order. He has given the command. Go and preach. Nityananda also told only this: glorify the Lord, glorify Lord Chaitanya even. He'd beg everyone at their doorstep. He'd go to the people's houses, throw himself down on at the doorstep, say, please chant the holy name. This is the Lord's mercy for you. This is your means of salvation in this Kali Yuga. Why don't you take this up? What are you crazy? What are you doing with your life? Here, this method has been given to you by Mahaprabhu himself. Don't neglect this. Don't foolishly ignore this, but take it sincerely within your hearts. And simply chant. With the association of sadhus, Sankirtan in Sadhu-Sanga. Sankirtan, Kirtan means to chant, and san means with. Kirtan with who? With the sadhus. This will give us some proper direction. Proper mood will be developed. If we chant in our own mood, who knows what that is? What will that get us? That might make us look crazy or whatever. It may others appear, oh, here's a great devotee. He's always chanting. No, that's not the thing. With the proper mood of the devotees, then the chanting has its result. Love of God. Otherwise, it's just a show. Mahaprabhu himself said that. I'm crying, but it's only a show. I'm trying to make others think that I'm an advanced devotee just by my tears. And that's not the thing. He's thinking is by his own example. That don't fall for that. There is such a thing, happens with real devotee, but that must be authentic. And that comes by the grace and association of a devotee. And that association means not just physical, geographical, or whatever presence, with someone, but a deep devotional, dedicated, serving mood, desire to please the devotees, recognize and appreciate who they are and what is their intention. Then he says something very nice also. He says, please forgive me for any offenses and my attempt to serve Krishna. Nobody always thinks like that, huh? I am very unqualified, unworthy. What qualification I have? Who am I?
Dandava Maharaj, may I ask a question, please?
Sindhu Prabhu would like to ask a question.
Yes?
Does the reference to the offenses refer to the 10 offenses that we all understand when we accept initiation? Or was it just, were they not quite established at that point in time? So it was a basic beginning to come together of Guru's instructions to aspiring devotees.
What is he saying?
He's asking when Srila Sridhar Maharaj, in this verse that Srila Sridhar Maharaj composed,
Yes.
he's praying, please forgive any offenses I've made in my attempt to practice Sadhu-Sanga, Kirtan and Sadhu-Sanga. So Amiya Sindhu is asking, when Sridhar Maharaj says offenses, is he referring to the list of 10 offenses that each new initiate gets at the time of initiation? Or were those not formalized so much at the time? What was he talking about?
Dandavad Krishna Kesara. Dandavad.
Dandavad Prabhu.
Yes, well, Sridhar Maharaj was, of course, knowledgeable about the 10 offenses. Offenses can be of more than simply a violation of the 10 offenses, though. It's like if, well, I guess not. If we say that being inattentive, like one of the offenses is being inattentive while chanting the holy name. Now, that could mean many things. Am I chanting to show others that I'm a great devotee, or am I chanting and thinking about, how I have to do so this today and that tomorrow, and so forth and so on. There are many ways that if I'm chanting and I'm thinking, oh, I'm feeling uncomfortable, I wish I had air conditioning or something like that. Right? It can be inattentive. So this kind of offenses are there. Or am I chanting just to get fame, name and fame? Right? These kind of things can occur to the devotee who is conditioned, so no doubt. We were conditioned by all those things. That's where we start from. And to be free from all of that, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a flash. So that devotee thinks. And that's part of the devotional mood, actually. Mahaprabhu didn't think he was a great devotee. He was asking, please forgive me. He says, I have no taste for the holy name. Why? Because that comes because of offenses, the holy name. Why was Mahaprabhu saying that? That is part of the mood of the devotee. He doesn't consider himself a perfected being in direct contact with Krishna. He considers himself finite, imperfect. And that's a proper mood of separation, of longing, which is essential for one to develop love for Krishna. So these things are not obstacles, actually, but they're incentives. Incentives to do more and more, just like Queen Kunti used to pray, please let these calamities come to me again and again, because by this process I am always remembering you even more intensely, like that. The devotee converts everything into a positive relationship with the Supreme Lord. Not bad to think that one is offensive. That's very good for a devotee, because that means he is thinking of Krishna in a very serious way, complete way. If we put anything outside devotion, that is not devotion, that's a problem. And it becomes a diversion. But if even our offenses become an inspiration to remember Krishna more, that's a very nice thing. We want that. Hare Krishna.
Vandava Maharaj, thank you so much.
Text number 14. Srimad Bhagavat Adambuja Madhu Svadotsavai Satpadayar Nikshipta Madhu Bindavascha Parito Prasta Mukat Gunjitai Yatnai Kinchid Saharitam Nija Parashrayo Rihina Tanmaya Bhuyo Bhuya Hito Rajamasi Pada Samangalani Tesham Bhaje. The bees, intoxicated in the festival of drinking the honey of the Lord's lotus feet, busily humming the glories of the Lord, drops of honey fall from their mouths. Drops of honey from their mouths fall and scatter all around. For my own divine prospect, I've carefully collected some of those drops herein, and thus do I worship the dust of the holy lotus feet of those saints again and again. Srila Govinda Maharaj, what happened? What are you trying to tell me? What does that mean? Oh. Srila Govinda Maharaj used to tell us that when he heard this verse composed by Sridhar Maharaj, he thought it was the most beautiful verse he had ever heard. The most beautiful conception was being conveyed. Perfect conception. Somehow, the drops of nectar from the devotees who are busy serving the Lord, we become infected by that. I don't know if infected is the right word, but anyhow, we become influenced. We become ecstatic by those drops. We relish the nectar that they have somehow or other, by some without attention to it, have shaken off their body, have fallen from their bodies. They don't deliberately do it. By chance, they have fallen off, and we have been there in the right place at the right time to catch them. They fell on us. Very nice. Even without deliberately wanting to influence others, the devotees can influence others just by their very activities. The results of those activities toward the Supreme Lord will come out and express themselves in a way that others will be influenced. Even if they don't intend to do that themselves, it still will happen. Just by being in the association, just like Narada Muni, huh? He was the son of a maidservant. And the sages came one day to her house, and she was feeding them prasad. And after they ate, Narada Muni took some of those scraps from what they had left over in their plates and became fully enlightened. He didn't have to sit down and listen to them. He just had to take the remnants like that, the remnants from the saints have such powerful influence on us.
Mahaprasad.
So I worship the dust of the holy lotus feet of the saints again and again. Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Srila Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
All right, my humble Dandavat pranams to you all. Please be well, be safe, be happy in devotional service. Dandavat, my love to you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj ki
Dandavat. Jai.
assembled devotees ki jai.
Jai Puri Maharaj.
Jai.
Jai Guru.